Yeah, now the day is finally here. Even though we have said that day five times this season, because the El Clasico day, it's the fifth time Real Madrid are playing Barcelona, and following a dominant win over Elche last season, last weekend. I mean, I have got it all. My facts are all over the place because Real Madrid isn't winning, and I'm very sad. But then it's a special day for us at the Indie Football Podcast because Anshul is here. 19th March 2022 last year was when he appeared in our podcast. Back then we were doing all audio and audio kinds of content. He was the first guy here, and then after 1 year and some days, Anshul, welcome back to our YouTube. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great, and it's always nice to be back. Like Frank Lampard is coming back to Chelsea again.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then Anukar sir, we have had so many times, and Ankush and Anshul might not even know that at least 10 times we have spoken about Anshul's first episode as the standard for something that might not happen with the way that we probably would have wanted. So it's just generally pleasant to have him back, right?
Yeah, I think Anshul's episode was one of the cornerstones of the Indie Football podcast. Whatever we were and whatever we are, that is a very big step because Anshul was the first person to come on our podcast. Like eventually in the I think first 5 6 episodes it was just you and I
Yeah,
talking about stuff.
definitely.
So I think and the whole USP of the Indie Football podcast now is with the guests it gets. And like if Anshul wasn't there, then maybe we wouldn't have been, that open to the idea of bringing guests in. And it's pretty cool, man. Thank you for joining us. And like I have shared this in the pre-live also, but it's always great to have someone with so much of enthusiasm and so passionate about the club. So yeah, El Clasico it is. What are your thoughts, man?
First of all, thank you so much for the great introduction. I am pleased, and I am pleased to be back here. And it always feels like a home when you people are here. As far as the El Clasico goes, again, the same energy is there. Even though we have lost a fair amount of matches in the past to the team which I would not like to name right now. You all know it. Yeah. So initial thoughts are pretty much hopes are high, and I can remember only one name there. We owned Camp Nou back at the El Clasico. There was a number seven there who booed, who was the crowd was booing to him, but he was the one who did that Kalma. I hope that Kalma repeats itself again today.
Yeah.
The number seven does it again for us.
Mm.
But man, Anukar sir, Barca will have a chance to complete their league and cup double if they find their way to pass today's test. Because once they are past Real Madrid, yet again they'll make it four Clásicos in a row, and they already seem unstoppable in the La Liga so far. I feel today if Barcelona wins, I think all the connotations around Real Madrid losing is just a fluke, given how Barcelona, if they win again today, Barcelona has arrived, right?
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, honestly, Barcelona have faced a lot of criticism with the money they have spent, with the levers they have, kind of applied for. But what you can see here is that Barcelona getting the wins, them doing the what the the whole part of the business part of the match is all about. That is getting those wins is something that could really propel them going into next season because they have had a disappointing European campaign and like I am sure, like all the Barcelona and Real fans are excited about this match. And as we are seeing in the comments, people are like going pretty gaga about it. And what I can say for right now, as Shambhavi says, is that uh, like Real Madrid should win because we have got two Real Madrid fans here. And though deep inside me, I am kind of wanting a Barcelona win because Real have defeated Liverpool so many times. So
But
yeah.
I have also converted Shambhavi into a Real Madrid fan now, so that's something good. But I have got a theory to it. Like, remember every time when Anshul bhai, when we were young, and you might recall, whenever any team used to defeat our favorite team, we wanted कि भाई अब इस टीम ने मेरी टीम को हराया, मैं चाहता हूँ कि वो भी जाके हारे. But one fine day my father came up and told me, oh, and that भाई अगर तुम्हारी टीम किसी टीम से हारी है, and that particular team goes on to win all the, suppose, the tournament and all, isn't this a better proposition? Because then you'll be able to see कि भाई मेरी जो टीम है ना, वो सिर्फ चैंपियन टीम से आ रही है. ये बहुत ही
True.
ये लॉजिक डालने की कोशिश करी थी मेरे पापा ने मेरे को, बट एट दैट टाइम आई वाज वेरी इमोशनल. बट अंशुल भाई, लेट्स एवरीथिंग ओके, लेट्स वी हैव एड्रेस्ड द एलिफेंट इन द रूम बाय सेइंग कि भाई मैड्रिड का ये चांस, Barca is very strong, Barca can do this that, but Carlo Ancelotti's side is also healthy, very experienced in big elimination matches, and the recent losses to Barca would probably fuel them to do a bit better tonight, right?
Yeah. Definitely, man. Definitely. And there has been some rumors that he has put up some posters that, you have to do it today. He's been showing them videos. He's been showing them all over that again, that you have to do it. And it is a do or die situation for you. And that is where we actually play well, when it's a do or die situation for us. Comeback matches have always been really good for us. And therefore, we are actually, still after losing 3 matches, you can ask. Liverpool supporters, they are never enthusiastic when they play against us, but we are still enthusiastic because we believe that we can win and we can deliver at this very platform. The things that that need to go, and if you look at the lineup also, like pretty much offensive lineup, we are not allowing any sort of defense at this particular point of time. When you have Modric and Cruz, two of the most senior members playing at pivot positions, you're actually realizing that they'll go ahead only. They'll not fall back. Falling back is a role for Kamavinga right now. So you have to go offensive at this very particular point of time, and you need
True.
to realize certain things that will fall in favor of us. I think I'm not really sure that Carlo Ancelotti's management will be tested here. The more management will be tested is of Xavi, how he will rotate his players, how he will actually sum up and follow up the game, because ultimately it's a game which will be played in Camp Nou. Their environment is completely different. So we saw what happened. A late Kessie equalizer broke our hearts some time ago,
Yeah, man.
and I hope that Kalma will be back again. So yeah, this is the kind of thing. But the overall management thing needs to improve from Carlo Ancelotti as well, and that is what I'm saying and arguing as a Real Madrid fan also.
The funny part has to be like, even I was sitting with a friend who is a Barca fan, and even he said कि यार मुझे पता नहीं था कैसे इतना अच्छा खेल के इतने क्रंच मूवमेंट में स्कोर गोल गोल मार के चला जाएगा. So I feel Anukar sir, in the last match, in the first leg of this Copa del Rey semi final, Barcelona just found a way to win with a very defensive game plan, and but thinking that they can replicate the same today with the same strategy would be a bit of a risky proposition for them, given that Real Madrid is such an attacking side, and they always some they find some of the other ways to attack, right? And Barca will have to be wary of that.
No one knows it better than me. I have seen Liverpool go 2-0 up and then Real, lose that match 5-2. So I'm sorry, I'm just, very traumatized, guys. So I have to bring in Liverpool references here. But yeah, definitely, man. Real are really, really good on the counter. Real can really make those quick breakaways. And nobody does it better than them when it comes to, making those comebacks. And I think they are going to be wanting to do it early in the match, because what happens is that eventually I think Barcelona, what they have done is that they have been good at game management this season. So I think
Hmm.
that is something that Real need to work upon. And but yeah, I know the Real fans are very enthusiastic. Our friend Devi Songara also says that it's gonna be Real win. And honestly, I would be honest with you that see, Real and Barcelona both are really good teams, but then Real have the upper hand in terms of the personnel they have. And I'll tell
Yeah,
you why. Because honestly, with the midfield they have, they can actually turn any game around. So it's all about Real making the decisions in the final third, making those right choices, and I think they can turn it around personally.
yeah,
But
definitely.
yeah, I just wanted to add that Devi Songara is one of my classmates here in GISB, who is a professional football player. He's also hired by one of the clubs here in the Mumbai division. So yeah, and I'll be honest, I just pushed him a bit. Oh bhai, आज बाद हमें YouTube live करने वाले जरूर जरूर आना. But yeah, Anshul, please continue on
Yeah,
what
so
you had to
like
चीख
like
चीख
we
चीख
really
के चीख चीख के सारी स्कीम बता दो तो ही तो.
say.
और क्या सारा
Yeah.
the thing is that he very well summed it up. Like Anukas very well summed it up that it is going to be a battle of midfields only. And you look at Barcelona's midfield, that is the area that needs to be exploited today. They have Sergio Busquets, who
Hmm.
I think no longer is adding any value to the team. Many Barcelona fans would disagree with me, but he's not the kind of any sort of player that he used to be in the past. Kessie is a much better player. Frankie is not playing. Pedri is not playing. And then you have Sergio Roberto, who is again who comes in form when he plays against us, but he's not at all at his prime, nowhere near his prime. So this is the kind of thing that needs to be done, and it has to be exploited not just by our midfield but by our attack also. The thing that I like this time, and I was actually listening to him, Ancelotti, talking a lot about Vinicius Junior, that he's the best kind of a player, but like when you look at him, he gets those chances, he converts those chances, but is he actually converting those chances when the ball drops to him in the box? He's good at dribbling,
Hmm.
he's good at those side of things when he beats those attackers out there, but is he actually, he needs some sort of criticism openly. You cannot always, and like I was actually discussing yesterday, that the person that I'm actually dating right now, so we used to watch together the football things and every other stuff, and I used to tell her she's not from a football background really. So when I explain it to her that this is offside, this is outside, and she still continues to shout, like when the ball goes outside she says that it is offside, is offside. And then when the VR rules it out, she says it is outside. So you can
Yeah,
actually,
it's
you at a particular point of time, of course I can't yell at her and say, because I kind of like her and have that kind of attachment with her.
yeah.
But
There are
Ancelotti, on the
certain limitations. Yeah, we
Talking
get
about
it.
talking about attachment, Shambhavi has something to say.
And
Oh, acha.
Ancelotti, on the
Yeah.
other hand, has to remove those attachments with Vinicius Junior. He has to come out in the public and be a little bit of Jose Mourinho and say that, these are the kind of mistakes that he's doing at the moment. He's not able to pass the ball to Karim Benzema in the box. He's not able to pass and find even Tony Cruz or the ones who's behind, running behind, even Kamavinga for that instance. He's trying to keep shooting, shooting, shooting. Okay, his finishing has improved, but what about the chances? Because you look at Real Madrid in the last 10 years, in the last 20 years, from where the attack originates, it's always from the left wing. Beat Ronaldo, beat Ronaldo Nazario, beat Raul, beat, even Vinicius, beat Eden Hazard playing there. But we are not able to exploit that side. Last year, we did exploit that side, and largely that was because of Vinicius Jr. coming into form later in the season. This time, you look at any other matches, we are not able to exploit that side. We are not, even though he has a great GA, even though he has that, but looking in terms of attacks, there has been much more attacks from Valverde's side. There has been much more attacks from Rodrigo's side. We're not able to exploit that left wing side, I'm sorry to say. And that's where Carlo Ancelotti has to come up and say, of course, he's attached to him, but he needs to be a little bit Jose Mourinho at this point of time and have to have a say, because looking at this side, even though it is winning 6-0, we last won the match 6-0. But you look at the side, like, even though there is no Karim Benzema, I don't think
Yeah,
there's
I mean,
that.
I am in complete agreement of whatever Anshul has to say, because at some point of time, Real Madrid is definitely as the team that everyone looks at and everyone has admires. But these things, I felt nobody before Anshul has even properly spoken out in the open, and they accept Real Madrid as what they are. But if Real Madrid really want to make that push to the next level, it is exactly these things that Anshul just shared. And Anukar sir, haven't we been starved of this kind of enthusiasm, energy, and passion in our podcast before, Anshul?
Yeah, we have missed him. We have missed Anshul a lot in
Yeah,
that regard. And I remember Anshul putting out that story in which he was saying, I'll come back to the podcast again. And that was the time when, I was thinking that is there some way, and because we don't usually
yeah,
repeat guests on the podcast, but I was thinking that is there some way we can get him back. And yeah, talking about the match though, predictions have started coming in. Abhi says it's going to be 3-1. Davies Onjada says it's going to be 3-0 1. So yeah, and Shambhavi says she agrees whatever Doipan says. So
which is
what we can say is that hopefully the match lives up to the hype, as Mazen is saying. And
yeah. Mazin is again one of my classmates at GISB.
so,
The most helpful guy you can ever meet, and he's also initiating a podcast in around motorsports. So at some point of
oh,
time, we
nice.
probably could do some kind of podcast collaboration. I just
I think Doi
But anyway,
has.
I think if if Anshul can hear us at some point of time, he can
Yeah.
add whatever he has to say. What I have to say before we wrap this up is, like, Madrid are desperate. Barcelona have the advantage, but they miss crucial pieces here and there. It's going to be nervous, intense, but you cannot. We shouldn't be shocked to see Los Blancos pulling off the remontada. Do you know this term, remontada?
Yeah, of course.
I've heard of
It's
it.
it's a thing for Barcelona fans, but yeah, we have actually hit a lot of remontadas. That term should belong to us because we are the kings of comeback,
Yeah,
not
exactly.
Barcelona, but yeah.
Also, so this is one of those rare occasions where it is something football related, and I'm gonna tell it to Anukar sir, because till date I think it's always been the other way around. So on 8th March 2017, Barcelona played PSG in a second half match with
One
a
six five.
Yeah,
4 goal deficit, and
yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
ended up winning 6-1,
Winning
6-5 in
3-6.
aggregate,
Roberto.
and that entire phenomena is known as the remontada. So because Barcelona did
Uh,
this, and today we are playing against Barcelona with a goal deficit, hence that remontada thing. And I just loved, I was just doing a bit of research around it, because Anshul is here, I had to made my game up. He just forces us to be at that level. But yeah, I mean, predictions. Okay, guys, Anshul, please do the honors. Some of our friends have commented their predictions. Anshul, what do you think?
Yeah, so first of all, the person that is starting the MotoGP, Motorsport, I guess, podcast, hail
uh,
Fernando Alonso. I'm a big Alonso fan, and he's going to win this race this year,
yeah.
one race this year. And the predictions, as a football fan, as a journalist working in the sports industry for more than 2 years now, it's gonna be what I think is 1-0 to Barcelona. But as a fan, the thing that hits me the most is for Real Madrid to win, and for that I am hoping a 2-1 that would actually go to an extra time. And if this time we lose, then it's really gonna be a sad night, because I'm thinking, because Remontada is okay, but going to Barcelona in Camp Nou in front of them, even though their team is deficit of a lot of players, but it's still gonna take a lot more things. It's still gonna take 100% from all the players. It's gonna take a lot of effort, and God forbid if we concede first, then it's gonna be. And I'm still having goosebumps right now when I'm saying this. But I hope we win this. And I hope that this time I'm not gonna jinx it like the last time I did jinx it. So yeah, it's gonna be a 2-1 victory for Real Madrid is what I'd like to conclude with.
Anshul's Anukar sir, are you in agreement?
I mean, yeah, honestly, like for a team that got knocked out by United, who lost 7-0 to Liverpool, I think it's gonna be a 2-0 Real win.
Yeah, man. So it's been fun. It's been lots of banter here and there. The match is going to start in a bit over 10 minutes. Otherwise, I would have continued speaking with you guys for another hour. And just like how Anshul mentioned, the two of us are on the same boat, on the same page. We are hoping for a Real Madrid win. Thank you guys for everyone who tuned up. Thank you, Anshul, and we look forward to having you in another YouTube live very soon.
I
Thank you,
would
guys.
love
Take
to.
care.
Thank you so much, people. Thank you. Bye bye.